We begin tonight with some breaking news out of Point Loma, where San Diego police are conducting an investigation after a man died in their custody.
According to authorities, this all started with an attempted burglary in the 2900 block of Hornet Way, just off Truxton Road near Liberty Station. Officers were called out earlier this afternoon to deal with a home invasion, and that's when things escalated.
News 8's Abby Alford joins us now live from the neighborhood with the very latest. Abby?
Barbara Lee and Carlo, we are reaching the 8th hour into this investigation of an in-custody death, and you can see police are still here on the scene. They have this neighborhood taped off. This is off-base military housing, so we are not allowed on this property. But this started at 3:30 this afternoon about an intruder inside a home who was acting bizarre.
Suspect on this hot prowl is a white male, 40s, brown shirt, black shorts. He only has one shoe on. Again, he is out of the house. He's laying on the ground between the RP's vehicle tire and the sidewalk. He's not running away, though, but he appears very frantic. Looks like they have a security guard that's with the suspect now. He entered through an unlocked back door and broke the fence, I guess.
Police say that there were two adults upstairs. Their 9-year-old daughter was asleep downstairs, and when the father heard some commotion, apparently this man broke down their back fence and then went in through their back door. Well, that's when the father went downstairs, and that a fight between the father and the suspect happened. The intruder was knocked unconscious. The father says that that's when he kicked the guy, and then the suspect came to and ran outside acting bizarre. Police arrived and there was a struggle. He was acting delirious. Medics were called, and then that's when they said that he became unresponsive and had to transport him to the hospital, and that's where he was pronounced dead. Police say witnesses thought that he was on drugs. Officers say there was another radio call during that time in the same area of a man opening house doors. The man's name is not being released right now. They're only telling us that he's in his 40s, and when we go back out here live, you can see police again are still investigating this death investigation while in custody, and as we learn more information, we will keep you updated on News 8.